the 5 days I spent on a pinnace with Yosee and Dave among the most pleasant of my life. Yosee and I had decided we wanted to leave Timbuktu via the Niger River, and it couldn't have been a better contrast to the physical, social, and commercial intensity of the festival in the desert. I had weighed between several pinassiers before giving my word to Buba, a thin man in a shady-looking pleather coat, who called himself Le Fils de la Fleuve, the son of the river, or alternatively, Bobby Brown.
C'est moi, Bouba Diko, l'enfant des fleuves, les grandes pinassiers de la Venise malienne.
Once he had our money, not all that much since we learned from the mistakes of tourists who were taken for total suckers, Buba waited on us hand and foot. That, and the fact that for most of our journey the three of us were catered to by a crew of 5, made for a voyage so self-indulgent it would have made me uncomfortable, had it not been so blissfully comfortable. I had a number of conversations with Buba. They were meditative in the way he patiently and clearly enunciated and re-enunciated his French to serve my desire to understand, and his to be understood. It turned out he was only a few years older than I, and I found my identification with him overcoming the instinctive distrust I had developed towards any native who might be hustling me. He told me about his professional woes since tourism nearly died in Mali. He told me about threatening to run away like his older brother did, if his family forced him to marry the girl they chose for him.
I mean, we're gonna have to do that in the middle of the night.
I had not really associated with Dave until the end of the festival, after he told Yosee he also planned to take a pinnace out of Timbuktu. Dave was from New York, where I grew up. He gave guitar lessons and ran a world music radio show. His guitar was a gift to our cruise. It was a soundtrack to the amazing reality passing by us on the banks of the river.
You know it?
Felicidade como do falho pétalas de flor.
Ça va?
Take the fingers off him, don't you dare touch him, you know it don't belong.
His guitar was also a way to penetrate the reality around us. It became a daily ritual for Buba to pull over to a fishing village so we could put on a show. Usually the kids came first, followed by the women. Dave claimed they were his best audience. They were ours too, as Yosee and I had no choice but to match his energy level. In some way, I felt we were trying to redeem our experiences as tourists. We couldn't help that we were white, and would always be strange to the locals. However, we could actively participate with them, rather than passively observe. It felt more appropriate to dance ecstatically than to watch demurely from the side. And if we could get the people to join us, and it wasn't hard, that was the best thing of all. Sometimes I feared that as a female, my dancing may have been a social transgression for these nominally Muslim, traditional people, but some older extrovert always proved my concerns baseless. Dave's music was a way to communicate with people with whom we shared no common language.
In the governmental intention.
The jargon we jokingly adopted to describe our experience was that of a rock band on tour, enjoying captive audiences, devoid of modern technology, cynicism, and a means of escape, really. At the end of each show, we discussed what worked and what didn't.
They were too far.
Give it a shot, give it a shot.
Whoa, yo, chill.
No, just one. Enough. Stay steady for a second.
Alright, next village.
By encouraging these forays, which had no financial benefit, and generally being a great tour manager, Buba further defied my preconceptions, and proved himself to be just like us in his pursuit of a good time. Even after our Panas trip, on a day trip outside of Jenne with another guide, we put on similar shows. The guide didn't quite know what to do with us at first, but he too gave wind to our sails when he saw the power of Dave's music over his audience. Perhaps we were just being presumptuous, but we were quite sure that we were the talk of every town where we put on a show, for at least days to come. It almost felt too easy. But what makes being a star in New York City any better than being a star in the Niger River?